It still feels like we're settling in, not end of it.
2 years ago, Susie and I moved to France. At the time, she was super pregnant. We knew we were going to move here, but my work project that was supposed to move us was delayed, and we had to figure a lot of things out.
We're building our life as we live it.
So before we get into this, I just want to say that 2 years in, it doesn't feel like everything is finished. It feels like things are in progress. Some things are settled and clear. Other things are literally in progress, like right now, pending a resolution. And some things are still really uncertain about how we're going to proceed. So this video is not a victory lap. It's more of a checkpoint that we'll revisit later. So what's the hardest part that you didn't expect?
The paperwork wasn't the hardest part. The hardest part is waiting. Everything moves much slower than we expected.
Or that we're used to coming from the US and China. And what's something that's easier than you expected?
Daily life is easier than I thought. The parks, trains, the routine with Genny.
When we moved here, we had a pretty clear idea of what we knew would be hard and what we thought would be difficult. And that was often proven to be true, but there were also some things that were literally the opposite. Some things went much more smoothly than we anticipated, and some things that we thought would be relatively easy are insane. I have been planning to move to France, at least short term, for many years, since actually 2018. But over the years of the pandemic and the separation that it caused Susie and I, because I had to go back to the US, it made the heart grow stronger, both for each other and also for a new life. And, I'm getting older, as you can tell from the gray in my beard. And I really didn't want to spend the rest of my life where I had spent most of my life. Before we moved here, I had never considered that one day my living room would look like this. You know what they say about the best laid plans? A playroom and a bed for our awesome daughter. A lot of things we learned about how healthcare reimbursements work, or more specifically, how they don't. French people pay into it by their social contributions from their entire working life. Working age immigrants like us pay into it as well. And it has been something of a real controversy here lately, because there are a few YouTubers who have done interviews, who are retirees, who specifically talk about it in a way, frankly, I think they're just not very camera savvy. Mostly what I've seen are that people say, it's amazing how great the system is here. And basically, it doesn't have the marked up profit motive that the US does specifically. And not so much that people are wanting to take advantage. It's take advantage in the sense of to utilize something, not take advantage as in rob other people, specifically French people who've been paying their whole life. But we contribute. Also, Susie now has a job, and so she has social contributions. The concept of retirement doesn't apply to me. I'm a filmmaker. As long as someone can wheel me onto a set, if I'm 100 years old and alive and healthy, I hope I'm directing something, or at least, involved in some kind of a film project. So I'll basically never retire. And Susie is younger than me, shocker. Maybe I'm being optimistic about my own mortality, but I expect to work for another 25, 30 years, and so does Susie, which means we will have been paying into the system for a combined roughly 50 or 60 years between us, depending on how things go. So wish us luck, but yes, France, you're going to get yours from us. One of the biggest lessons we've learned is that the systems do work in France. They just work on their own timeline. Because once you get past the logistics, the visas and the move and the baby, the bigger question is, why choose to uproot your life at all? And for us, the answer to that question is something that, that's one that keeps evolving.
For me, it's simple. It's an adventure for us, and it's a great opportunity for Genny.
Now, a majority of our most recent videos have been made right here in my office, with the background pretty much like what you see here, sitting at this desk. And that is necessary because Susie's really busy getting situated with her new job. It's really demanding, and she has a crazy long commute right now.
It's intense at the moment. My commute is really, really long. So basically, Brendan does most of the day-to-day with Genny. That's just where we are at the moment.
Besides making YouTube videos, most of what I do sitting at this desk is actually developing film projects, whether I'm writing something that I'm going to direct, whether I'm game planning production for something I'm producing, whether I'm emailing people or doing Zoom calls or phone calls, trying to get projects set up or try to deal with something. You know, that's the majority of my life. Being in a foreign country doesn't just change where you live, it forces you to re-examine who you are without the familiar context that you know and fall back on. And in a way, that has actually really helped me with my own creative work as a filmmaker, because I explore these ideas of identity and displacement and rebuilding a sense of self and purpose and life. So we continue to do that here on a daily basis. But I do finally feel at home in a foreign country. But most days aren't about big ideas. They're about this. Getting around on a cold morning, running errands, getting a kid from point A to point B. You know, this is what life here is actually like for us. Just another beautiful late fall, early winter morning where it's freezing and the bus, once again, doesn't run anything approximately on a schedule. It's either 10 minutes early or 10 minutes late, but you can't set your watch to either anything. So your choice is to stand outside for half an hour and hope it comes. And with a little baby, although she's bundled up with 2 winter insulated coats and thermal pants and gloves and hat and everything, she's began to sit around. So my 57-year-old ass is pushing her uphill to 20 minutes to school. But it's a beautiful day. It's cold, but it's beautiful. Look at that. So this is a video that I never thought I would make. This is the unused guest room. There is trapped water all under this floor, and the floorboards are starting to buckle in some places. As soon as I discovered this, I turned the supply side water off, which means we have no water at the moment coming into the house. Let's see what the next stop on the tour of suckage is. So today is the morning of Tuesday, December 23rd, 2025. Today the plumber's coming to deal with this water leak, and they've got to pull up the parquet floor. So this is a God blessed mess, soaked with water. A mess, that's right. That's what that is.
A mess.
She learned a new word thanks to all this.
A mess.
What did you learn?
A mess.
It's a mess.
A mess. A mess.
That's right, it's a big,
A
big...
mess.
It's
a mess. A mess. A mess. A mess.
It's a big, big, big mess is what it is.
A mess. A mess. Yeah.
It's winter, effectively. And I'm in full-on suburban dad mode. Going down the street to my friend's house and borrowing a ladder so I can hang some Christmas lights. As we're heading into our second Christmas here, it is really special to be able to take Geneva around to the different Christmas markets. We've done a lot of that traveling, and we have still a few that we want to go to, and there are so many great places to see that it's really special to be able to take her there and let her enjoy it really with a lot more awareness. You know, we took her last year, but the Christmas lights are up here downtown in our city, and it's really festive, especially at night. Genny loves to see the big Christmas tree over at the town hall and to look at the lights that are along the main road. Genny, you look so adorable. You ready for a winter wonderland? Yeah, look at you got your boots, got your little skirt and your pants, and your Pikachu hat. Or, I'm not sure. That's a Pokemon hat of some kind, right? I don't know.
Yeah, a bunny with a carrot.
Oh. So Susie, where are we off to today?
We're going to La Défense.
And why are we going to La Défense?
Because it's getting colder and colder in winter. We're officially in winter now, and we need some winter clothes and boots.
We've been to the La Défense Christmas market before, and there's some that are probably a little more scenic, like the Tuileries and things like that. But, you know, it's convenient, it's there, and they have hot wine and raclette sandwiches and churros and all kinds of stuff we don't need to eat, but we're going to. Christmas season has started now.
Yes, very happy. Last year, we went to La Défense Christmas market. She was only, she was less than 1 year old, and she has no idea of a lot of stuff. But this year, she knows Christmas trees, she knows the flower, she knows the sandwich, she knows lots of stuff now. So I want to show her, she can get a better idea of the holiday spirit now.
Do you like riding on the train? Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're at our winter wonderland. Genny, what do you think, baby? Oh, Christmas market. Yeah. Oh, exciting. All right.
It's really good.
What do you think? Yeah.
It's really good. It's real perfect for winter holiday.
There we go. Well, it's good to Look at this! Wow! You wanna bring your pants in? Yeah! Yeah, it's your apple. Genny, open this one. Open this one. Ooh. So this is why we went through all of that.
The stress fades, and now it's just the moments like this.
Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great holiday, and we'll see you next year.
Yeah, love you.
Love you too. And we both love you. Yeah. Merry Christmas. Merry early Christmas.
But by the tree. By the tree.
You like the tree? Yeah.
Sure.